can't begin to tell you how honored I am to be a part of your special day today. For those of you who I have not met, my name is Matt Rissian, and I have been close friends with Garrett since we lived together at Naismith Hall at the University of Kansas. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. We have shared many a memory together, some worth mentioning and others, well, we won't go there today. I was also one of the lucky ones who was present at the wedding of Jay Gordon and Elise Cornplow, where Garrett and Eleanor first met. At first, we couldn't figure out why Garrett had disappeared from the table for so long, but when we saw that he had been talking to Eleanor, we decided to give him some space and allow him to work his magic. Well, as fate would have it, these two lovebirds continued talking, and visits turned into a move to Chicago, and well, that brings us to today. It is important to note, however, that just to be cautious, in the beginning, Garrett told numerous members of his family that he was going to Houston to visit Jay Gordon. Now, Garrett is a great friend to all of us, but taking numerous visits just to see Jay Gordon did seem a little bit excessive. However, eventually the truth came out, and Eleanor, we're all so happy that you and Garrett found one another. On a personal note, Eleanor, I've loved getting to know you these past couple of years. You and Garrett make the perfect couple, and you really bring out the best in one another. Growing up, I always wanted to be a rabbi. While that dream didn't end up coming to fruition, I thank you for allowing me to fulfill part of that dream today. I hope that you and your families find that today all of your dreams are also being fulfilled, as you and Garrett begin the rest of your lives together. And with that, we will begin the wedding ceremony. Mi Adir al Hakol, Mi Baruch al Hakol, Mi Gadol al Hakol, Hu Yevarech HaChatan veHakala. May the one who is supreme in power, blessing and glory, bless this Chatan, Garrett Pinzer, and this Kala, Eleanor Gould. Ribono Shel Olam, source of holiness, help us to see the sacred dimension of all life. Guide Garrett and Eleanor to the realization of sanctity and devotion every day as today. Help them to renew their love continually as you renew creation. May their concern for each other reflect your concern for all people. May their loving faithfulness reflect your love. Throughout the years, may they hallow their life together, that the home that they establish become a blessing for all of us, and may your light illuminate their lives, and let us all say, Amen. We welcome you all to the sacred union of Garrett Pinzer and Eleanor Gould. The Jewish wedding is composed of three major components. We will start with Kiddushin, the official betrothal, and then we will pause for the reading of the Ketubah, the Jewish marriage document. And finally, we will conclude the wedding with Nisuin, the nuptials. To begin, we would like to recognize the parents of the bride, Andrew Gould and Judith Jackson, and the parents of the groom, Neil Pinzer and Barbara Pinzer. While today is a special day in Garrett and Eleanor's lives, it is also a landmark for the parents as well. They are the ones who got you to this point, so thank you for playing such an important part of Eleanor and Garrett's lives. We would also like to take a moment of silence under the chuppah to think of those family members and friends who are not physically here with us today. While they may not be here physically, we know that they are looking down on this special day, smiling and celebrating with all of us. Please pause for a moment of reflection. As Eleanor and Garrett start a new life together, we recite the Sheachianu prayer, a prayer that we say in the Jewish faith for new beginnings. If you know the words, please say them with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu la'zman hazeh. Amen. Kiddushin means holiness and separation. The Kiddushin ceremony is the official betrothal between the bride and the groom, bringing God into their relationship. It signifies that the bride and groom are no longer available to anyone else. That's right, Garrett, you're off the market. We begin Kiddushin with the blessing over the wine. As you share this wine, may you share all things from this day forward with love and understanding. May life's joys be heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and may every moment forward be a shared blessing between you both. I would also like to point out that they're using a Kiddush cup from Eleanor's Bat Mitzvah. As you use this cup from one life cycle event to the next, may you have many more special momentous life cycles in the future. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, creating the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav etzivanu al ha'aryot ve'aser lanu et ha'arutzot ve'hitir lanu et ha'nesuot lanu al yedei chuppah ve'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah ve'kiddushin. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who rules the universe, whose mitzvot adds holiness to our lives, and whose will guides us even in the most intimate of relationships. Praised are you, Adonai our God, who sanctifies the people Israel with the chuppah, the wedding canopy, and kiddushin, the sacred wedding traditions. As you share this wine, so may you share all things from this day with love and understanding. May life's joy be heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed. You may now drink the wine. So we'll now do the ring segment of the ceremony. So if we have the rings, we have the rings. The exchange of rings will now take place. The ring is simple without precious stones. The ring's wholeness symbolizes the beautiful way that Garrett and Eleanor complement one another. At the moment the rings are presented, a special formula is recited, and the bride and groom are thus legally bound to one another. So Garrett, you'll take the ring and put it on Eleanor's forefinger. And you'll repeat after me. Hare, at, mekudeshet, li, b'tabat, so, kidat, Moshe, Yisrael. By this ring, you are consecrated to me as my wife, in accordance with the laws of Moses and the people of Israel. And Eleanor, you'll take the ring and put it on Garrett's forefinger. Say, Ani, Ledoni, Vehini, Oli. I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. At this moment in the ceremony, we will read the ketubah, the marriage contract, which was signed moments ago. This document expresses the love that Garrett and Eleanor have towards one another and their commitment to each other. So I'm going to read excerpts of it, and then we'll have them hold it, and we'll talk about the meaning behind their ketubah choice. באחד בשבט, ב-17 יום לחודש אב, שנת 5,709 למניין שאנו מונים כאן בשיקגו, אילינוי, באו הכלה אליורה בת יהודית ואלחנן, והחתן יחזקאל בן נרקה וחנה, בברית הנישואים הקדושה הזו. We witness that on the first day of the week, the 17th day of Ab, 5779, the 18th day of August 2019, here in Chicago, Illinois, the bride, Eleanor Gould, daughter of Judith Jackson and Andrew Gould, and the groom, Garrett Pinzer, son of Neil and Barbara Pinzer, entered into this sacred marriage covenant. Standing under the chuppah, they said to each other, "As beloveds and friends, we choose our chosen paths. As we share life's experiences, we vow to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive to each other's needs, to share life's joys, to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other, to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment, as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We will build a home together and fill it with laughter, empathy, faith, imagination, trust, friendship, companionship, and love. A home in which holidays and heritage are celebrated in accordance with our cultures and traditions. May we live each day as the first, the last, the only day we will have with each other. We joyfully enter into this covenant and solemnly accept the obligations herein." So Garrett and Eleanor chose to have a custom-made ketubah that represents their lives together to this point. Most importantly, for starters, you will see two dogs, representing Pippa the dog and Pierre, also sometimes known as Pablo. I knew Eleanor was the one for Garrett when I saw that Pierre allowed Eleanor to pet him without growling. You'll find a cutout of a plane representing the long distance that started their relationship. You will also find a bridge symbolizing where Garrett proposed to Eleanor. Lastly, there is also a tree with both initials, showing that not only do they know their family roots, but they are also ready to add a branch to that family tree with their new lives together. Before we move to the final parts of the service, I would like to share with you some words and quotes that Garrett and Eleanor shared with me. I asked Garrett how he knew that Eleanor was the one. Garrett pointed out that after they met, they talked every day, and he found that she was super easy to talk to. He never had to second guess himself or worry that if he didn't hear from her immediately, it was because she had lost interest in him. I asked Eleanor what made her feel so strongly to move all the way to Chicago to be with Garrett. She pointed out a quote from Peter McWilliams. "It is a risk to love. What if it doesn't work out? Ah, but what if it does?" Eleanor, you took the jump and moved here to Chicago, and as we all know, you got your happily ever after. You told me that every day Garrett gives you that goofy grin as if you just met yesterday. It's funny to note that when messaging with Eleanor about her feelings about Garrett, she said, "I know it's ridiculous and it's just the best." When messaging with Garrett about Eleanor, he said, "I know this may sound stupid, but she's just the best." Garrett and Eleanor, as you look into each other's eyes today, I want you to know the power of your love will never be ridiculous and will never be stupid. As you both said, it will just be the best. Lastly, I'd like to share a quote by Dr. Seuss that really resonated with Eleanor. Dr. Seuss says, "We are all a little weird." We're back. Lastly, I'd like to share a quote from Dr. Seuss that really resonated with Eleanor. Dr. Seuss says, "We are all a little weird, and life's a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness, and we call it love." I think we can all relate to Dr. Seuss here. It's important to understand each other's strengths and differences, and to realize that no one is perfect, but two people can be perfect for each other. And that is the epitome of Garrett and Eleanor. So with that, we will now transition to the third part of the wedding ceremony, the Nisuin. The blessings we are about to recite express our gratitude to God for the miracle of life in general and the sanctity of married life in particular. Because there are 7 blessings in all, they have come to be known simply as the Sheva Brachot, or the 7 blessings. In our tradition, 7 carries special significance. It's the number of wholeness and holiness. It is the number of Shabbat, the 7th day, the day of rest, and thus the number of peace. May the Sheva Brachot confer blessing on each day of every week of your lives together. So I'll do the Hebrew and then I'll do the English for everyone. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, creating the fruit of the vine. You can say amen after each line. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekol bara lichodo. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, whose glory is evident in all of creation. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer hadam. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, creator of man and woman. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar et ha'adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem demut tavnitu vehitin lo mimanu binyan adeyad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hadam. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, who created male and female in the divine image, that together they might perpetuate life. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of man and woman. Sos tasis v'tagel ha'akara b'kibutz b'neiha letocha v'simcha. Baruch atah Adonai v'sameach Zion be'baneha. May Zion rejoice as her children return to her in joy. Praised are you, Adonai, who causes Zion to rejoice in her children. Samach v'samach ra'im ha'uvim v'samechecha yisirecha began Eden mikadem. Baruch atah Adonai mesameach chatan v'kala. Grant perfect joy to these loving companions as you did for the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden. Praised are you, Adonai, who creates the joy of bride and groom. So Garrett and Eleanor, for the last prayer, please hold this Kiddush cup between you. May your marriage always be filled with joy and sweetness. And this is a singing one, so if you want to clap along, you can clap along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala gila rina ditza v'chedva hava ve'achva ve'shalom ve'reut ve'heira Adonai Eloheinu yishama be'arei Yehuda uve'chutzot Yerushalayim kol sason ve'kol simcha kol chatan ve'kol kala kol mitzalot chatanim mechupotam u'norim mishte neginatam. Baruch atah Adonai mesameach chatan v'kala. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, who created joy and gladness, bride and groom, pleasure, song, delight, laughter, love and harmony, peace and companionship. Adonai, our God, may there always be heard in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem voices of joy and gladness, of happiness, voices of bride and groom, the jubilant voices of those who joined in marriage under the chuppah, the voices of young people feasting and singing. Praised are you, Adonai, who caused the groom and the bride to rejoice together. And we all say, Amen. And now you may drink the wine. So, in the time of the temple, the ancient Kohanim used to bless the Israelites with Birkat Kohanim, which is the priestly blessing. Today, parents bless their children with the same words on Friday nights. So we will now wrap the couple in both their bar and bat mitzvah talitot by the parents, who will grab both sides. You may need to just kind of hang out on the other side. we will now say the ancient words, asking God to protect them, to be gracious to them, and grant them peace. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May Adonai bless you and protect you. Yaher Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May Adonai show you favor and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May Adonai show you kindness and grant you peace. Now comes the fun part. Since both of you have acted out of love and affection, acting in accordance with the rites and ceremonies instituted by our Holy Torah, in accordance with the laws of the state of Illinois, you, Garrett Pinzer, and you, Eleanor Gould, are now husband and wife. We conclude a Jewish wedding with the smashing of the glass. This act reminds us of the holy city, Jerusalem, and we pray that however many pieces this glass will break into, so may Garrett and Eleanor's happiness be multiplied by that many. Lastly, this symbolizes the last time that Garrett gets to step his foot down.